What up, Tech and Gamer fam? Today I have, hopefully, an awesome new mixer by Mono. It is the MaonoCaster G1 Neo. Nice little colorful gaming dedicated simplified audio mixer. Has but a few features built into it, some sound pads, some special effects, RGB if you want to look flashy, and if it's going to, I guess, come up in your videos, right, in your content that you're creating and you want people to see, you want to flex a little bit of the colorfulness, I guess, then this kind of has that. But does it have all the features you need coming in at this price point that you kind of want? Well, we're gonna dive into it and look into it and see what we get with our hardcore cash for that amount of money, and maybe it'll serve our purposes, and maybe it'll just be a bookmark, right? You put it in between your book to hold the page. And this is the device right here in your face, and as you can see, has a lot of nice little colorful buttons. Not that many buttons, so it's pretty low profile. This is something that kind of attracts me because sometimes you don't want a huge cumbersome mixer, which is probably better, has more of the features that you need, but sometimes you just need something to get the job done. Now let's see what the quality is with some of those, I guess, presets for recording, because sometimes there's a low bit rate and it sounds really muddy with the custom buttons with creating sound effects. And I want to see what the XLR quality is coming out of here. Like, I don't doubt that. I think that they have the science of XLR audio coming out of their devices, Mono devices, pretty good. I haven't had any issues with any of their mixes when it comes to audio playback, right? Even with custom buttons, they have good quality coming out of that. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into, try to be cool, and I lost the box. All right, here we are with the unboxing of the MaonoCaster G1 Neo. I can't lie and say that I'm not a little excited for this. I have reviewed quite a few mixers on this channel, some from Mono, some from Fine, some off-brand mixers. For the most part, a lot of them are okay. My favorite so far has been the AU-AM100 by Mono, as far as budget mixers are concerned anyway. And well, that's kind of what this channel is focused on. So let's see what we get in the box for our bucks. Buck Rogers. Anybody know what Buck Rogers is? All my OG old heads out there, you know what that is. A letter to the customers of Maono G1 Neo. Thank you for choosing Maono, and they made sure to let you know how to pronounce it. It is Mono, in case anyone was wondering how to pronounce their brand name. Mono, like monkey in Spanish. Mono, well, sort of. All right, we're gonna read that later to ourselves, but just know that you're gonna get a nice love letter from Mono. QR codes for usage and their little WhatsApp connection. And on the back of that is some warm-up tips in case you want to know how to connect it. Of course, a super user manual here, and it is an open pamphlet style manual, and you will see what you get with your device. Now let's look at some of the specs here. Okay, so we have a nice little frequency response of 20 to 20 kilohertz. And Bluetooth 5.0, awesome sauce. So it's a 16-bit sample rate, so something I kind of would have expected for something of this caliber and price. And well, this is what it looks like. I have the black variant. What do we got? As for buttons, okay, 48 volts, Bluetooth, I see mic, music, some voice changes, noise reducers, awesome. Noise reducers are also always welcome. Direct monitor, so you have to turn that on to monitor sidechain, and I see some buttons there with no labels and a RGB button. Okay, so I presume these might be some custom buttons. I don't know. Along the top, you have gain, reverb, and headphone knobs. It looks like a power LED indicator. On the back, few ports, right? Very portable, small custom mixer, XLR. Looks like you have a secondary mic connection there, so probably for your headset and a 3.5mm microphone. For gaming, right? Headset included with the mic, all in one unit, and then you have XLR. Aux in, where you connect a phone, a mobile device through an aux port, right? You need a converter for that. headphone port for monitoring, and then you have an out which can go out to a speaker, for example. This is what connects to your mobile device, for example, your computer, your laptop, your phone. And then this looks like it is probably strictly for power, and then of course a power button, which a little bit clicky, but you're not going to be clicking that so much. You're just going to turn it on and leave it on. On the bottom, you have some rubber feet. Awesome. And, oh, it looks like you have a little 1/4-inch mount here. So this would be the mount for, let's say, a DSLR camera on a tripod. So I guess you could mount this on somewhat of a tripod-ish situation, or a small stand, I guess, on your tabletop. But okay, don't think I would ever use that, but somebody out there in the world probably will use that. We get a 3.5mm cable here. It is TRS cable, so know your cables. This is not TRRS, so may not work completely with mobile devices, so just be mindful of that. And then we have a USB-C to USB-A cable, which also converts to USB-C to USB-C. So versatility for laptops, mobile devices, as well as a desktop computer. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it, plug it in, and see what this is all about. All right, techies and gamers, so here we are with our awesome mixer, turning off noise reduction. Some of these things already come turned on, and my gain is maxed out. It's picking up a lot of audio, so pretty decent. No 48 volts required either for this PD400X microphone, and pretty good gain, good internal preamps, so awesome. All right, so maybe I could just drop that down a little bit so I'm not blasting anyone's ears out, but you can see the levels right here, and that I can actually drop down the mic volume there, but I will probably drop the gain down before I drop down volume, because then I can control my noise floor a little better with gain as opposed to controlling it with volume. And this microphone for all intents and purposes sounds fantastic right now in my ears, monitoring in real time, no issue talking and listening to myself at the same time. So awesome. All right, so what do we got packed into this bad boy right now? Right now I just have XLR, I have my headphones, and I have myself connected to my computer. There is no onboard battery power. You have to be connected to power for it to work. Just going over the interface, 48 volts. If your mic requires 48 volts, you can press that. This microphone does not. Plug and play, works great. Bluetooth options. If you hold it for a couple seconds, it goes into pairing mode, and you can connect your mobile device wirelessly, be it your laptop or your iPhone, Android phone. So, and to turn it off, to stop it from broadcasting, you hold it for 3 seconds and it turns off, and it announces it in your earphones. You have a mic mute button here. Obviously it's to mute the microphone, and you have the mic volume. Pretty cool. You can see what your levels are moving at here. And if you're going into the red, it starts changing color at that threshold at the top. So if I raise my gain, you're gonna see it turn red towards the top end if I'm too loud. So I can drop that down a little bit. And right now it's a good level because you are seeing only green and not the tip of it at the top is not turning orange or red. You have the ability to mute the audio incoming, whether it's your Bluetooth or your aux in. This is going to control both your Bluetooth audio, your aux audio coming in, your PC audio if you're connected and it's coming in. This is just all one switch right here that's going to control all of those. Okay. And you see, as you slide it up, it starts to gradually get green from the bottom and goes up to the top. And then when you go way up, it tells you you're maxed out, and it turns orangey red at the top. Cool. Going across the top buttons here, we have gain control, which we already just looked at. Reverb effect, incremental reverb effect. That's right. You can just add as much reverb as you like because this knob is super smooth, and you can just start slowly adding. Sounds like a hall. As you stretch it out, it sounds like a cavern, a valley, and then you're just in. Wow, the reverb is serious there. Oh my God, with the echo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice large echo you can get there with reverb. So cool incremental reverb effect. And then you can control your headphone volume, right? Your monitoring on the buttons right here along the top. Noise reducer, we can turn that on. You get an announcement, noise cancellation low. And right now, it sounds good. It's not really killing off my vocal tones, even if I talk a little bit low. You can still hear my audio about 6 inches away from the microphone, but it has killed off that ambient noise that you were hearing. Nice, quiet background, 3 levels, just no noise cancellation, low, and then noise cancellation high, and it's associated with a blue color, a darker blue. And now you're going to get some serious noise cancellation. And if I sit back, you're going to see that my voice kind of gets choppy. And you probably don't want that unless you're talking like this and you're really close to the microphone, right? So for now, we're going to keep it off so you can hear my voice in fullness and a little bit of that fan noise I got going from my PC. Voice changer. This is always the fun one. First up is
female voice changer in effect. Well, if you're talking with a deeper voice like mine, then the female voice is not gonna sound like a female. You sound like an elf or something. But if I put my voice at a higher pitch, now I start sounding more like a female, and I can sing at a high pitch. What? Female, yellow color. Next.
Male. So if I have a high-pitched voice, maybe it'll make it sound like a male? Well, it actually sounds like a man trying to sound like a woman. Hi, my name is Tech Toys and Gaming. Welcome to my channel. What? Next up.
Baby. And if you sound, I don't know, the babies don't sound like this. It sounds more like an elf. But if I have a high-pitched voice, it just sounds, I don't know how you make it sound like a baby.
All right, that's baby. Next up.
Robot. Doesn't necessarily sound like a robot. I guess you can change it up your vocal tones, and doesn't sound like a robot completely. It just makes it really, really deep.
Now I notice when I'm changing between voices that there is a delay. So if I'm talking like this, it takes a few
seconds before it kicks in, and then I press it again, and it takes
a few seconds before it kicks in, and then I press it again, and it takes
a few seconds before it kicks in. So it takes about
1 to 2 seconds before it kicks in.
Next button, direct monitor. Well, if you want to monitor, you have to have this on. Right now it's on because it's lit up. So if I turn it off, it tells you in your ears monitoring is off, and now I can no longer hear myself, but of course the audio is still going to play out, stream, record, all that stuff. So I'm going to keep that on because I like to hear myself. What? Side chaining is for music. So when you have music playing, it's basically like a duck feature, right? You start talking, audio dips out a little bit, focuses on your voice, you stop talking, the music raises up again. I'll show you that in a second. And we have a bunch of RGB buttons, colors to play through, right? So we have green, pretty cool. So, and then you see that it creates like the ring around the actual device here, which is kind of cool. Then you have some blue. I don't know if it's doing some kind of transition here. Yes, it is. It's fading in and out. Same color though. Switch does the same with red. It changed the buttons here as well. Purple. I kind of like this pink, honestly. Green. Off if you don't want RGB at all. And then you have the rainbow effect, which looks kind of cool. I think I'm going to keep that rainbow effect in effect. And then we have 4 touchpads here. What do they do? I don't know. We're going to try it out right now. Pressing the first touchpad, it does nothing. It's playing because there's probably nothing recorded on it. Same for all 4 of these. But when you press it, you notice it turns white to let you know that it is active. Now, probably like any other mixer that I've tried, especially even through Maono themselves, by holding it, this is when you start recording, and then you'll know that it's recording your audio, be it your microphone or your PC. Wow, that was pretty short, actually. If I press and hold it for a few seconds, it starts flashing, and I guess that is deleting it, I suppose, right? You delete it. Then if I press it, now it starts recording. So for whatever reason, it was not playing audio because it was playing back no audio. So you have to delete the buttons first. Is that right? Or am I weirded out right now? So it looks like essentially the way these custom pads work is, well, when you first get it, there is some kind of blank recording on there. So when you press it, you see it light up as if it's doing some kind of playback, but you have to erase that first. So the way you erase that is you just kind of hold the button for a few seconds. You get a rapid flash for a few seconds, and it's essentially deleting whatever's on that custom pad. And then it goes back to its color. And then if you press it one time, it'll start recording. And the slow flash is when you are actually doing a recording. And then you can stop it at any point, records for about 15 seconds. And then you get playback. And the playback is one time, it'll start recording. And the slow flash is when you are actually doing a recording. And then you can stop. That quality is pretty good. You get a nice little recording pad here for recording audio, and the sound, the playback is fantastic. So awesome sauce. And well, let's just look at what this sidechain can actually do. So the way Bluetooth should work is, well, you hold it for 3 seconds to turn it on. It tells you it is in pairing mode. And then you want to go over to your phone, your mobile device, your laptop, and you should see MaonoCaster G1 Neo right there at the bottom. We'll click that to connect. And we should connect relatively fast. It lets you know Bluetooth connected in your ears. And then you can switch over and play some audio. Here we go.
And enjoying their microphones, their mixers.
There's a video by me.
Then, well, we have
reviewing
another Fi-Fi
another
device
mixer
that we haven't really tested or seen on the market as much yet.
and the
And what I'm
playback
referring to
is pretty good. I can
the
control it
Fi-Fi
with this
820
level right here is where you control your audio for
That's right.
your Bluetooth or your aux in.
Relatively small RGB gaming speakers.
We can mute that by pressing this. Mute, lights up red, lets you know it's muted.
Because you're not going to walk around with a pair of long wired speakers, but
Playing some music by Penn Station. Awesome music producer. Links in the description if you need music or beats. And if we turn on sidechain, now when we're speaking, the audio from the music, be it your phone, your laptop, wherever it's coming in from, will drop down. And then when you stop talking, it comes in. Okay, it attacks pretty fast. That's pretty good. So as soon as I stop talking, you might have like 1 second. And the music kicks in again, about 2 seconds. I'll say about 1.5, 2 seconds. The music picks back up when you stay silent. Right? And then as soon as I start speaking, it's like 1 second. It's pretty fast to attack and drop that music down. So it really captures your vocals. Sidechain's pretty good considering there's only one setting with it. The voice detection is on point with this device. And if I wanted to record music on one of my sound pads through the Bluetooth, right, through a Bluetooth device, I can just, let's say, use this last one right here. Well, first I have to delete it because it's blank. A blank audio anyway. Now, once it's blanked out, you can just press it. Stop it. Now let's pause the music, right? We got the music paused, or if we press play, we can mute the music this way. It'll still be playing, but then you can still play your sound pad and hear that. Stop it. Play it again. And that audio sound quality is pretty good. Wow. Okay. You're not really getting dual microphones with this device, so that's okay. I'm not really mad about that. So it is what it is, but for the price you're getting, I think you get a pretty decent basic bundled to do your content creation, streaming, recording, what have you, podcasting, even have some touch sound pads. Not a lot of sounds if you that kind of podcast show, for example, you use a lot of different sound effects, but it's pretty It's pretty decent, and the quality of the sound pads is good. The voice changes are a little gimmicky. They're okay. That's standard with most of these mixers that have voice changers. The noise reducer, however, is a good thing. It's a game changer. It cleans up that background ambient noise. So if you're typing on a keyboard, for example, very minuscule audio unless I start talking, and then you can hear the typing because, well, it has to open up to capture my voice and it picks up some of the keys. But once I stop talking, gone. Pretty good. And you don't want to go too harsh because then you just lose your own vocal audio. So overall, Techie Gamer fam, I think this is a pretty decent audio mixer by Maono. Now, it's in the budget category, so don't come into it expecting higher tier performance, quality, that sort of thing. This is one of those devices that is just intended to get the job done, specifically tailored for gamers. So don't get into this thinking that you're going to be some kind of professional musician or singer utilizing this kind of mixer. This is really not the intention, though if you're, I guess, techie enough, you can probably get away with that. But otherwise, I think this is a good deal for the price it's coming in at. Has all of the features that it has for some of these super budget gaming mixers, especially since this one has Bluetooth, right? So you can actually route audio coming in via Bluetooth as well as through aux, so you have multiple sources of audio coming in through the device. So that's decent. I kind of don't like the way some of the reviewers I've seen online bash this device in particular. Looking for higher tier performance and superior quality at this price point, it's just kind of an unrealistic expectation. And I think a lot of them, because they've probably been testing or using or have been working with some of these more expensive mixers and audio interfaces, that they've kind of just jaded with the way they look at budget devices, right? If you're looking at a budget device, you have to look at it from a budget perspective. And well, I'm not looking for a RodeCaster Pro sort of scenario with a budget mixer such as this one or the Firefly SE3 or anything within the $50 to $100 mark, right? Once you get past the $150, $200, now you're just going into a different realm, whole different category of mixers, and then you can start bringing in your spoilage from having used some of these higher end mixers. Then you can probably critique it in that fashion. But otherwise, as a budget mixer, I think this is probably top of the line in terms of like portability, functionality, audio quality. Even though it's 16-bit, it sounds great via XLR. Even the touchpads on this device produce or reproduce fantastic audio quality. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I have no real gripes with it coming into this price point. It's a pretty good deal, honestly. All right. And well, I guess with that, I will see you in the next video. Don't let these bougie YouTubers spoil your perspective, all right? Just stay grounded. Keep your feet to the ground. I'll see you later.